Right, guys, I'm just doing a quick diagnostics to see we have an error code P0016 on a Mercedes C200 compressor. So I'm just diving in to do diagnostic reading with a top-down RT-Diag 800 BT. So this fault code normally it indicates that the camshaft and the crankshaft in your vehicle are not aligned, but it could be other things. It could be your camshaft sensors that have gone wrong. It could be, it could be anything else that is, not right. So yeah, let's go through it and see what our problem is, and I will take you all the way to the end, of how to fix this problem. So as you can see, I've gone for automatic detection, and this scan tool is really good. It just picked out our vehicle straight away, Mercedes Kompressor C200, and it's just gone in straight to do diagnostics. So the other problem could be no oil in the car. Not servicing a car can be very, very detrimental. So we are going to go through all the possibilities, because when you diagnose a car, it's always best to start with the cheapest option, but again, it's best to diagnose everything at once so that when you tell your customer, you have a conclusive fix. So in this case, like I said, we are going to look at the camshaft sensor. First, we'll see the camshaft sensor. That's the prime suspect because that's the one that's being called out by the diagnostic machine. Just to let you know, I have done diagnostic with an IP616, the X2, so I know what error codes will come up. And I do apologize, guys. This is in real time. Everything I'm doing in real time. I'm just trying not to edit out. Right, almost finished, 95%. There we go, 100. And our particular interest is in the engine control module. Switch ignition on. Right, there is our dash lights, the ignition is on. Just looking quickly at the module information. Right, and then we go into read the fault codes. So there you go, 0016, position of the intake camshaft sensor in bank 1 is implausible relative to the crankshaft. And then it's giving us combustion misfiring, cylinder 1, cylinder 2, 3, all the way up to 4. So the thing that comes into mind is, checking your spark plugs, checking your coil packs. So we are going to clear that particular error code. To see if it will come back again when we run the engine. Switch ignition on. All right, so we read the fault code again, it's gone, there is no error code. But the moment we run the engine, it will come back again. So there's a bunch of other unrelated error codes which we are clearing now. So some of the problems with this error code, the 0016, it could include maybe a stretched timing chain or misaligned belt, faulty sensors. So let's see in our particular case what the problem is. Switch ignition on. There we go. So we've managed to clear all the error codes, but some naughty ones keep popping back on. Right, so the first thing we've gone to look at is the quality of our engine oil. Not only the quality, but the quantity as well. And in this case, there is no engine oil, guys. Believe it or not, there is no engine oil in this motor. And then we look, I've just cleaned, this is the after, under the wire wheel. I cleaned the spark plugs, but that's what they look like, straight out of the engine. Not too bad. So at this point, it's just cleaning up these components for diagnosis. We are not throwing in new spares at everything. Not too bad. So I used a wire wheel to clean the spark plugs, as you saw before. Right, the state, the sorry state of that oil filter makes it very difficult to move oil. See how bad it is? All the thick residue. There's a little rip on the other end. Horrible state, horrible neglect of a vehicle. Horrible, horrible. Right, so in the cylinder number 1, there is a lot of engine oil in cylinder number 1. Number 2 is okay, so is number 3. Number 4 is good. So that's one other thing we have to find out. We have to figure out where that engine oil in cylinder number 1, where it's coming from. Right, that's the state of the camshaft sensor, the intake camshaft sensor, after cleaning it with cup cleaner. All that brown stuff does not come off. Right, that's the state of the camshaft sensor when it came straight out of the engine. The intake camshaft sensor. So like I said, I did use the X tool before. So now the engine is running. I've disconnected the camshaft sensor, the intake sensor, and there is no DTC. So I've gone on to to remove the top cover. The chain is nice and tight. The sprockets, the teeth are okay. Right, timing on the exhaust camshaft is good, but as you can see, the timing, that little mark is misaligned with that line. So in the intake camshafts sensor side, that's what our problem is, guys. If you look again, this side exhaust is properly aligned, and I used just a normal ratchet, half-inch ratchet, to turn the engine. So there you go. The crankshaft is a top dead center. The exhaust camshaft is aligned properly. But there we go, guys. The intake timing is out. So that's the problem with this vehicle. That's the problem with this vehicle. So we did try to find out why there was so much oil in cylinder number 1. And the reason was this oil cap is broken. And also the seal where the oil cap sits, it wasn't sealing properly.